Peace, God. Namaste. Hotep, Ashe, 13 Love. Yeah, man. Got caught off earlier, so you know what I'm saying? Back on it. Too much fire. Like I left off on speaking about. Let me spark this so I can spark your mind up real quick before I do something. On trees, smoking trees, man. Yeah. So, I was saying, I was talking about Spider-Man and all that shit. Spiders. How a spider, when you're awakening, you start coming out and you start feeling a spider web coming out of your face, like you literally feel a spider web as you start to get out of this matrix or whatever you might call it, this realm. And you start awakening, you start breaking through it, because it's a spider web. That same spider web is a spider web that's used to control you, and also that same spider web is the same spider web that you can use for your own benefit. So either you learn how to use it or it's going to use you. That's simple as said, done. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Boom. And then you got, so it's like, and that same spider web is that same spider web that they talk about from, you know, the internet, www. And you know, if you think about it, internet, inside of you, your inside net, your net, that net that's what's inside of you. And that net is what allows you to connect with everything, to be connected. You know what I'm saying? And so if you look at it, it's like internet, and then they call it www, you know, whatever bullshit. But it's a web address, web address. You know what I'm saying? So it's dealing with that same spider web and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But like when I was talking about, you know, about the insects or whatever, yeah, there's certain insects that are wicked and shit like that. Like for instance, like the cockroach, you know what I'm saying? If you people out like the cockroach, how, you know, they got antennas and they use it to manipulate you. And see, and the only reason why they're able to manipulate you through their antennas is because you have an antenna. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has an antenna. Antennas deal with your hair. You know what I'm saying? Antennas deal with the main antenna that you have, that all have is the main antenna, that's the main one that they control is your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is the antenna of your heart. Your pineal gland is the eye of the heart. You know what I'm saying? Just check it out, you know. Go right in your shit, you know what I'm saying? You can see what's up. But yeah, right now you see me with all this crazy shit on my head and all that. I got magnets on my head, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about. Well, let's talk about that. Well, at the same time, because it all relates, you know what I'm saying? So the magnets, I have all the magnets right here, right on my third eye. You know what I'm saying? First eye, and right here in the back of my medulla oblongata, and then right here on top of my crown. So all around me, you know what I'm saying? All in my, right into my pineal gland, right in the middle. I got magnets, and I got the what's it called? I got the negative side of the magnets, because that's the side that's good, that's beneficial to you. The positive side of a magnet is what's bad, and this is used for a lot of things to heal. You know, it takes away a lot of radiation, and you know how I know it really works, because I try it myself, and because you know when you go in through any store and you passing through a store, every time you pass through the store alarm system, whatever, is gonna go off, because it's blocking that shit off. You know what I'm saying? That hard. You know what I'm saying? And people, you know, always talking some shit, but you know, you good. You got it in your shit, whatever. And you could use it for a whole bunch of things. You know, you can put it around your chest. Like I sleep. Well, I rest. I don't sleep. I get deep. You heard? So I put magnets on the floor, and I have them face the negative side, which is the north side. You know what I'm saying? And it's giving that energy off to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I got it all in my back and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I put in the drink, like how I show y'all, like just the drink, and that's real good, man. You could use that for a lot of things to repel, and then I use the things in the combinations of, you know what I'm saying, the crystal quartz, which is a crystal which deals with the energy, you know, the stones and all that. That shit deals with the energy, while the magnets is the magnetic, you know, so it's electromagnetic, so it's the electricity with the magnets, you know what I'm saying, all combined in combination to I become that magnet, I become that crystal completely, totally full, and you know what I'm saying, I start giving off that energy off towards, you know, other things and sources of that nature, you know what I'm saying. We have this within us, we're sparking it back up, you know what I'm saying, by being in tune with it again, you know what I'm saying, being next to nature and all that, you know what I'm saying, you want to be back in tune with that. So the insects, like, you know, like a bee, you know, bees be working, doing their thing, you know what I'm saying. If you acknowledge the honeycomb, how they have it, the honeycomb is in relations to our pineal gland. You know, if you hear the bees, they be buzzing, bzzz, and if you see how they be moving, spiraling, and bees are always around vortex. Like I be having bees swarming, like swirling around me and shit like that, like as if they're like flies or some shit, and they be swirling around and shit like that. And bees are usually around. When bees do that, they're around open vortex. They can feel vortexes. Animals can feel vortexes because they have antennas, right? And we as well do too, you know what I'm saying. That's that same feeling of feeling energy, you know what I'm saying, that same feeling that you get if you ever felt cold, if you ever felt hot. Well, then you know how to feel energy, you know what I'm saying. You always felt energy, you just didn't know that it was that, you know. All it is about energy is that it increases. That you're looking for, that you think that you don't have, is because you haven't developed and felt that feeling of the feelings that you're feeling already. You're numb to the feelings that you're already feeling. If you ever felt pain or anything like that, you got a concept that that's a feeling, and that's a feeling of energy, you know what I'm saying. So, like, there's so many ways of you feeling. Like, there's different feelings of energy. You could feel liquidly, you know what I'm saying. You could feel it wind, you could feel it cold, you could feel it hot, you could feel like raindrops on you, you could feel a tingling sensation like when your feet are almost going numb. You could feel the chills like when you're getting goosebumps and stuff like that. That's all energy, man. If you ever acknowledge how your hair stick up from your hand when you get the chills, just acknowledge how it goes. Like, well, you know what I'm saying, like if you just see it one time, you know, you could see it. Like when you see it the first time, you see it rising up and you be like, what? But when you're able to move your thing up and down, like, you know what I'm saying, bring it up and down, your thrill, you know what I'm saying, like rise your thrill up, and you know what I'm saying, you can see your hair like moving, you know what I'm saying, like trees, you know what I'm saying, you can acknowledge creation being created and everything, you know what I'm saying, you can see it, you know what I'm saying, the growth of things, and you can see the antennas now, you know what I'm saying, but there's antenna inside of you that alerts those antennas to stand up and do what they gotta do, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, it's just like the earth, you could look at the trees is an antenna to the earth, you know what I'm saying. The earth's real antennas in the middle, is in the core of her pineal gland, you know what I'm saying. And these are her antennas, these are where her receptors come from and all that, you know, deeper stuff. And then, so, you know, like the bees. So you hear some bees be like, bzz, they be buzzing and stuff like that. That's a humming sound. If you hear it, it's really, they're oming. They're but they're just saying it in their language. Their tone is bzz, you know what I'm saying? They busy, buzzing around, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, what they produce, honey, the sweetness of it. You see, the honey nowadays, you know, I don't really mess with it, but, you know, the original honey from the bee was at its original state. It was more pure, you know what I'm saying? And if you look at the how they make the honeycomb and stuff like that, it's like I think what's it is a hexagram, you know what I'm saying? Pointed stars or whatever. Like it's that star up, star down, you know, that triangle up, triangle down, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they create. They start creating that, and that's kind of like in this reality or whatever. They start creating things. These are like fractals that they create. You know, what I'm saying that was as above, so below thing. And then, but you know, it obviously got the point in the middle, so that's 7 star. And you know. So then you got cockroaches. Cockroaches try to do. If you look at cockroaches, cockroaches work in the benefits of other animals such as possums, who are like laboratory rats and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? A mixed pig and a rat. You know what I'm saying? Like just peep game. But look, the cockroach and all these niggas, all these dirty animals, they work together because the cockroach manipulates you to be able to get all this junk food or whatever, right? And then you get your junk food, you get that junk food, and then you leave crumbs or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and it's eating, you becoming lazy, you knocking out, you're not able to perceive, you know, the cockroach, or you're not even fast enough to even catch it. The bugs like flies, you know what I'm saying, they work in the same nature because they eat in the same junk food, you know what I'm saying. These are all like GMO beings of, you know what I'm saying, of entities of insects, you know what I'm saying, and they in the same relationship as those parasites that you see with the sharp teeth. And you shouldn't be really worried about too much right now about how long is it going to take for you to get rid of parasites or anything like that. The main thing is for you to acknowledge them, to know that they're there and to work at it. So what you do, the main thing is that you must control them, because when you acknowledge it, you're able to have control. When you don't acknowledge a problem, you're not going to try to take control of the situation at all. If you don't feel like there's nothing going on, you're just going to be chilling, right? You're going to be just, you know, doing what you do. But if you know that something's wrong, then you're going to take actions on it. You're going to be knowledgeable about it. So it's like with the parasites is something that you acknowledge that it's there, so you want to remove certain things so you won't keep them alive in you. You know what I'm saying? You want to try to step away from that type of shit. You want to do things the correct way. You want to add in extra things for you to even take care of in the right situation. Like, you don't want to kill it automatically, because, you know, if you kill them, you kill, like, there's thousands upon millions of them inside of you. So you don't want to be able to kill them so fast, rapidly, because then you'll have a whole bunch of toxic inside your body, which can eventually kill you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens when people throw up and shit like that. They throw up acid and shit like that, and that's a whole bunch of parasites that they're vomiting out and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But they're all in relations, the cockroach and all that. The cockroach makes you bring all this junk food. That junk food, therefore, gets thrown into the garbage. That garbage goes outside, and therefore the possum and shit like that is going to go out for your food and trying to eat your junk food and shit like that. And you see a lot of animals in that nature that, like, they're into that, like that, them rats, you know what I'm saying? Rats, they're into that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? And you can see the correlations towards it, like how a cockroach is very manipulative, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, you go back into you know, there's certain animals that is, you know, vicious, like, you know, they anagis. Look over here, rising up my anagi. I don't know if you've seen it. There was a whole bunch out here. But like, you have a whole bunch of different animals that are good, you know what I'm saying, that do their right things. But, you know, like a cockroach obviously comes down to nature, like, you know what I'm saying, like, that's the bad form of it. But, you know, it comes to as a form of a beetle, you know what I'm saying. It's basically a beetle, so there's good beetles, you know what I'm saying. Like the other day I was meditating outside, and you know, early, you know what I'm saying, sun coming out, and a beetle came out, you know what I'm saying, with the colors green, red, and gold, you know what I'm saying. And I was just like, what? And I was hearing just, so like a bee, right? A bee can get out of this dimension. There's bees that already took the shift, that they're in another dimension. They be channeling themselves, getting into different portals and stuff like that. So bees do that, you know what I'm saying. Butterflies do that, you know what I'm saying. Like, if you acknowledge butterflies, you know what I'm saying, how they're flying everywhere, you know what I'm saying, they flow or whatever. So it's like you come down to it as well with the if you look at fairies, right? Fairies, if you look at there's bugs that be flying around, you think that they're just little flies and shit like that. A lot of times they're fairies. Fairies are those, you know, those little those beings, you know what I'm saying, our ancestors that fly around, take care of the gardens, take care of nature and all that shit, you know what I'm saying, that live inside these earths. And when it all comes down to it, it's more, it even gets even smaller into a microscopic view of, you know what I'm saying, like organisms of a smaller aspect of the fractal, you know what I'm saying. So it's like another thing, it's like when you look at something like us, right, we might not be at the most evolved state that you can possibly imagine. But we do have some incredible power. We have beings of ourselves that have some incredible power and incredible intelligence of knowing of a lot of even people that are even further from us and even lower than us. So in that nature, that's why I'm telling you about these fairies, about these little bugs and stuff like that you think is bugs, but it's fairies, and they just happen to be in that form aspect because they choose to enjoy this whole tree in a smaller aspect. It's you wanting to enjoy this tree like to the a deeper core. It's you trying to go inside of yourself, smart, like trying to actually go in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how there's giants that roam the earth. You know, those same giants is us. Them same fairies is us. So it's like it's just in different dimensions, different aspects. So you choose what you want, how you want to enjoy it. Sometimes you wanna, if you're a giant, you can't really sit on this tree right here like I'm enjoying it like this. You know what I'm saying? And my size can't really enjoy this tree like how an ant would or a fairy would. You know what I'm saying? So people choose different levels. So there's different intelligence in all different aspects. So those fairies, they have that's things that they be doing, you know. So you choose what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, and how you're gonna be healing and how you're gonna be helping. You know how clouds is huge, you know, the ocean is huge, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, they got small microcosmic, you know, beings living within there. So, you know, there's bugs, you know what I'm saying, like mosquitoes, them niggas is vampires, you know what I'm saying? Like they live off of blood, you know, your blood. They pass off blood to everybody. They're like doctors and shit like that. I be feeling like I be seeing, I be peeping out because when I be coming out meditating early, like around 5 or 3, you know what I'm saying, early, you know what I mean, in nighttime or whatever, I be seeing that when like around 4 or 5, when the planes be coming through with the chemtrails and all that shit. Like, I acknowledge from the past how, you know, it'll be like as if they dropped down like a whole bunch of mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to feel like they used to drop biological mosquitoes like that, like robotic, not like kind of robotic but more mutated. You know what I'm saying? Mutated mosquitoes that'll inject you with a certain different type of, not the same shit, like it was not just sucking out your blood and it'll suck out your blood and it'll take it to another place or whatever, take it back to the airplane or whatever, to the plane, and you know, it was just injecting different things. And you know, but you know, as always, we always come through, we get out of that as long as you're with nature, you know what I'm saying, you got your feet grounded and all of that, you good, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be detoxing all that, you eating right, you know, you're gonna be detoxing all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, so you're good. So yeah, so feeling energy, you know, and another thing, feeling energy, you know, if you ever felt like a chick was feeling you, or a nigga's feeling you, you know, for a female, you know what I'm saying, not on me, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying, so it's like, if you know those feelings, that's the same feeling of energy. Energy is that, you know what I'm saying, that feeling that you ever felt that, oh, somebody is watching me, or, you know, but now you want to use good feelings. You want to be able to have a feeling like, yo, I have a feeling that this is gonna be going like this, or when you pass your hand to the earth, you know what I'm saying, you know, or with the trees, you know, you stay there, you feel that moment of meditation.